welcome to the Monday Night War Stories. It is an honor of mine to introduce the color commentary team. First, you know him as the man that goes shopping with Nick Patrick. It's the Onitoshi, Jeff Mack.
I mean, if that guy's paying for it, I don't see any reason. You got a really nice house there, brand new. It looks really nice.
And now, the man that takes a stroll on the beach with Joe Gomez. It's the Sheen Machine, Joseph Lissel. Who is this guy talking right now?
I believe it's 1930s David Pinzer.
Oh, okay.
The producers then brought in a fucking announcer.
I guess so. And last but not least, the man behind the camera of the NWO, the Human Wrestling Database, Corey Mack.
Wow.
That wasn't supposed to be announced yet, Pinzer. Fuck.
I'm sorry. The man that nurses Ahmed Johnson back to health, Corey Mack.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
He almost died Friday.
I'm sorry. The one that put Yoko back in Camp Cornette, Corey Mack.
I worked tirelessly with James E. Cornette to get Yoko back into camp. He should have never left in the first place. I've got Cornette's best interests at heart. I've got Yokozuna's best interests at heart. I don't really care about Clarence Mason.
But you have the WWF best interest at heart at this point.
I do.
This is very true.
It's very clear.
Thank you, 1930s David Pinzer, for that wonderful introduction. Of course, the Monday Night War Story is brought to you by No Cell Entertainment. August 19th, 1996, we are one night separated for SummerSlam 1996.
Oh, it feels... I don't know about...
Hey, at least it can't get any worse.
Well...
What?
Yeah, more on that later, because we also have, of course...
Can you do me a favor and quit saying that? Every time you say that...
It'll get better, right?
It's gonna get better.
Right?
About 6 months.
Yeah, this is true. It does get better, though, because we get to talk about Nitro.
That's true.
Working our way, of course, ever so slowly towards War Games.
Fall Brawl.
Fall Brawl.
Get the name of the pay-per-view right, Jack.
War Games, Fall Brawl, War Games, The Match Beyond.
They dropped the Match Beyond part at this point.
Actually, no, because he mentions it 18 times during this show.
But it's not part of the actual name.
Not the name of the pay-per-view, just the name of the match.
Yeah.
As for Nitro, as we always do that one first, we're coming to you from the Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
I got some interesting trivia about the Von Braun Civic Center.
Yes.
Is it as beautiful and majestic as Cleveland was?
Nothing is as beautiful and majestic as Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. That's what Vince McMahon tells me. The first ever TNA taping was actually done at the Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
I did not know this.
It did not automatically start in Nashville. No.
This is the second time we've been at the Von Braun Center.
Yep.
In our tour of Nitro. So a place we've already been familiar with. So a good place to start here. But we're not even going to talk to start this show. We're going straight to the action.
Because we know you want to see this fucking match.
And our starting match, VK Wall Street versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Holy fuck.
It's not the rematch we deserve, it's the rematch that we need.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's neither. It's the rematch we got because, fuck it, we need a Duggan promo afterwards. We get a replay of what happened last Thursday on Clash of Champions. Mm-hmm. And who's the ref in the ring for this one? Why, it's Nick Patrick.
Oh, will you stop? Okay, hold on.
It's your shopping buddy.
This Nick Patrick persecution really needs to just...
That's what Sabisco's saying here. He's a ref.
Sabisco's
He's just doing his job.
Sabisco's got it.
He's a paid man.
Well, refs get paid, yes.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no, but he's getting paid by the NWO.
I mean, he is technically still the senior official for WCW.
Damn right.
And to be perfectly honest, if we look back at a couple of things, there have been some odd situations that he definitely needs to answer for, but the rest of the time he usually does a pretty good job.
I have a full category of video clips I would like to show to the jury right now and what he's done.
We'll get to that later on.
Okay.
We got to see this match.
Because here's the thing, though. Tony Schiavone brings up a very interesting point. Or stupid point. He says that Hacksaw Jim Duggan, an insanely intelligent wrestler. Sneaky smart. Almost a genius when it comes to in-ring.
What is a bigger lie? That or Hulk Hogan being like a great technician wrestler?
I think they're both about 10s on the Richter scale.
Because you gotta think, with all the success and championships that Duggan's held, he had to be very smart to succeed in this business.
Zabisco disagreed.
I was say, okay, how many championships has Duggan won? Like one?
Major?
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. title in WCW, but I mean, he was a former UWF Mid-South champion in that kind of.
But he never held the WWF championship.
Well, no.
Never held the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
No.
Never held the Intercontinental title.
No.
He got the U.S. title once. That's cool. But, I mean, not really somebody I consider in the pantheons of great champions in wrestling history.
When you got Flair, Hogan, Macho, you don't Henning, you don't put Brett, Shawn, you don't put Hacksaw in that.
Or when I think of cerebral wrestlers, probably not the top of my list.
In Cerebral, I mean, I got him right between Triple H and Regal.
Oh!
So as for the end of this match, yeah, we're going to skip right to the end.
Huh?
Yes. Duggan
This was a slobber knocker.
The guy that spent 20 minutes talking about the 4-way elimination tag last night goes straight to the end of this match.
Would you like me to usurp more out
Why
of this
don't
match?
you do this with matches that we say, can we just fast forward to this? No. We need to talk about it.
Because I have the notebook. You stick to the book.
You know what? He's a WWF homer because it's all the WWF matches he makes us sit through.
Yeah.
I do have 5 pages of notes for Raw, so don't worry about that.
How do you have... Never mind.
Why?
We'll get to that later.
Oh, my God.
Duggan goes for the tape.
Of course he does.
The ref stops him. Then Wall Street takes the tape from the ref, goes to tape his own fist. Duggan has another roll of tape. He punches... He gets the 3 count. Your winner, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And I guess that was Patrick's fault, too. What do you want him to stick his hand down Duggan's pants and check for tape before every match?
No comment. But did you guys see what Duggan did after the match?
No.
Fucking threw the tape into the crowd.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves doing that. The crowd
Here's
loves...
my sweat and my ball sack. Enjoy.
Here's my ball juice.
Yeah.
All right, what's worse? Duggan's ball juice tape or Big E's ball juice bootios?
Both. Anything involving ball juice from a wrestler is a no-go.
Hey, at least it wasn't Vader.
I'm trying to cut down on my ball juice.
Yeah.
Is that something you officially told Lex? But anyways,
Don't make me ask Pinzer to come back here the rest of the damn podcast.
Duggan comes, stays in the ring to talk to Mean Gene, and funny enough, Duggan doesn't say he wants to talk to Hulk. He says he wants to talk to Terry.
Oh God!
Shit.
Hey, well, hold on. We're shooting.
We're shooting a little bit, but before he can get too far in, here comes Macho.
Who decides? No, you're not shooting. You're getting the fuck out of the ring.
No. He doesn't get the fuck out of the ring. He just stands in the back like, what do I do here?
He's just basically like, by the way, remember I'm more important than you.
That's true.
I'm gonna take over this segment. And then he's like, we should get the review of last week, what happened with the chair shots.
Who cares about hacksaw? It's macho time.
Yeah, exactly. Macho tells us he has 15,000 stitches in the back of his head. And
Seems legit for that rat bastard Hulk Hogan.
True story. First time watching this last week, I kind of dozed off for a couple minutes during this promo. Like, I fell asleep to this shitty promo. And like woke up to this great promo, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on.
and then it's, by the way, he's taking on the Giant tonight in the main event.
Why? He has 15,000 stitches in his neck.
Because the Giant betrayed WCW by losing, yes. Because there was a promise.
That's kind of weird.
Because you got to remember, the reason why Macho stayed out of Sturgis at Hog Wild was because he was promised a title shot, allegedly by the Giant, after he took care of Hogan.
Do you know how he said that title name?
The WC Championship?
Yep.
Yes.
Glad I'm not the only one that noticed that
We
one.
did catch that, yes. So that promo was interesting.
I just felt bad for Hacksaw. Here's my chance, guys. That promo I did a couple weeks ago in Orlando, spot on. I'm going to do it again this time.
Ooh,
Terry and your wife.
Jim, I'm going to come down and take your promo, okay?
But Mach, you have promo time in segment 4.
Doesn't matter. I kind of want to do this.
What do I do now? Just go back?
Do whatever you want. I don't care. Just shut up so I can talk, yeah?
Do it.
Mach, what do you think of Terry's wife?
Ooh, she's a bitch, yeah.
I hope.
Hold on, first
Yeah.
of all. I feel bad for the Giant in this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's being thrown under the bus.
Like, he goes out there and fights Hogan. The Outsiders show up. It's like basically 3-on-2.
Uh-huh.
The ref doesn't help, and it's not the ref everybody thinks.
No, it is not.
And then, like, he gets back, into Nitro, and Savage is like, you betrayed us by losing. Fuck you, you're no good. I mean, that's kind of bullshit.
Can't believe you got taken out by those jabronis out there.
I can't believe you got taken out by 3 dudes.
Not to
Dude.
mention, one of them is one of the biggest stars in the history of the sport. Another one's 7 foot tall, and one's not too bad at 6'8".
Especially the one who's got creative control. Yeah.
We go back to commentary. Of course, Larry Zbyszko and Mike Tenay. Not Mike Tenay.
Christ.
Tony Schiavone. I wish it was Mike Tenay. This might be better. And we basically get the replay of the entire Giant Benoit match.
It lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, what's there not to show?
Ding, ding, choke slam, ding, ding.
One thing I want to point out, we did undersell from Clash of Champions, I think, is that drop kick by the Giant.
It was cool.
That was actually pretty nice. And that leads to our next match. Earl Robert Eaton versus Chris Benoit.
That's awesome. And, again, Huntsville, Alabama, that would be Earl Robert Eaton's hometown.
Oh, that would probably help us. Woman and Liz, of course, out with Benoit. Benoit not really pleased with woman still.
Yeah. Enough said.
By the way, also very noticeable, Eaton coming out by himself. No
Yeah.
Jeeves, nobody else.
No
No
Curl
Taylor.
Chives.
I guess there's a problem with the Blue Bloods.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes just families fall apart.
Just,
Well, last Saturday, I believe, Regal said it was his time to go solo.
yeah.
Yep. Woman also coming out dressed up as Zatanna from the DC universe. She's going to pull a rabbit out of something. And really, the beginning of this match is a great mixture of ultra-violence and counterfest.
Yep.
Just some really fun action at the start of this match.
Well, 2 of my favorite all-time performers, so I'm not really surprised. And also, just about 3 years earlier, one hell of a short-lived tag team in WCW.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one at all.
It was like a cup of coffee, man. It was like a week and a half, maybe 3 weeks on TV, one pay-per-view, but really fun, really good tag team.
You know what this match also got?
What?
A minute and a half less than the opening contest.
Well, Duggan equals butts in the seats. Duggan equals ratings.
This is a really short match. Eventually goes to the outside. Woman gets a nice kick. Split the uprights there on Eaton. Getting back into the ring, Eaton with that beautiful swinging neckbreaker. Goes to get more in, but Benoit counters. Eventually hitting the diving headbutts right in the middle of the sternum. For the 1-2-3. Your winner, Chris Benoit. That's a good, solid match for a sprint.
Hey, man, Bobby Eaton's one half of my all-time favorite tag team, criminally underrated worker, and Benoit's Benoit.
Exactly. We get that Glacier promo.
Oh, God.
Hey, yes, good news. We're only like a month away from him actually showing up.
If we're going to do a end-of-year 96 award show, he might win my Muad'Dib of the year. I'm so tired of Glacier before he's even fucking debuted.
Yes. Don't worry. We only get 4 more weeks of these, and then we might actually see him.
Yeah.
And then we see him.
And then we wish for the promos to come back.
We get a replay of that triangle tag match from Clash of the Champions, including that really good Nick Patrick promo, which again, Nick Patrick did his job.
Money promo.
And then we get a replay of the main event because there were shenanigans again with the NWO.
Shenanigans.
Fucking NWO, man. Dirty. Ugh.
And then we get a promo in the back with Mean Gene, Sting, and the Sheen. And it seems that Lex and Sting and the Horsemen know each other pretty well at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing they don't know about each other. But tonight, Sting and Lex have a surprise for the Horsemen.
Do they ever?
Because tonight, tag team action, it's supposed to be Sting and Lex versus Arn and Flair. So
Woo!
that's going to be an hour 2, by the way, along with that giant macho match and a tag team title match. So there's some good stuff happening in hour 2 to come up against that, Raw coming off the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. So kind of important stuff there. But now it's time for our next match. As the Disco Inferno still has a job.
Disco fever.
My son was delighted.
And he's taking on Scott Flash Norton.
Oh, I see bad things happening to Disco.
By the way, this gets the exact same time as the last match.
Of course it does.
4 minutes. And if there has ever been a squash, this is it.
I enjoyed this very much.
Basically a squash match. I was going to say, we're 3 matches in, we've had 6 wrestlers, one's a face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
Duggan's a
tweener.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... I mean, did he ever sell a single move in this match?
No.
It's, horribly squashed. Eventually, Norton's shoulder breaker hits the flashback, locks in that single armbar for the win.
Oh, that dangerous single armbar.
I mean,
Ooh.
if you've ever had one apply to you, it's not a fun thing. But, especially after having a nearly 300-pound man crash land your arm in a arm breaker.
I don't believe that to be a real finisher, because when I see, the crossface or, sharpshooter or Malenko, Cloverleaf, those are more real to me than a single armbar,
When applied by Scott Norton, I think anything could possibly be a finisher.
He's a big bad boy in bright pink and purple.
We then go to the back where Mean Gene has Ice Train and Teddy Long.
Oh, man.
Playa. And
Hello.
Teddy basically blames Nick Patrick for their loss at Hog Wild. Because Ice Train never submitted, Nick Patrick just stopped the match.
Everybody wants to heap on Nick Patrick because they can't fucking win a match.
Hey, what's the old adage? Never blame the ref for your mistakes.
Yep.
Win the match in the ring. We also learned one very important reason why Ice Train maybe never got that super push.
Damn, promos.
He cannot cut a promo.
You think when he says, look in my eyes, Scott, and he takes his sunglasses off where he struggles first, take the sunglasses off. And then he's not even looking dead on the camera. He's looking to the side.
Yeah, he missed his mark, and it's bad. But eventually he won't be a mummy, and he'll take care of things. After this, we get a promo for Saturday night. Gentlemen, I don't know if you're prepared for this, but the television title will be defended on Saturday night.
Wait, what?
It still exists. Lex still had the belts.
Haven't seen it for 2 months. Holy crap.
Weren't you holding on to it?
I
have, but the crowd hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
so fucking important. Luger never even wears the thing. It's like, what?
And it's time for our next match. And Corey, are you ready for your throbbing erection?
Yes, I am, sir.
Sir William Regal versus Dean Malenko.
Heel. So 4 straight matches almost.
So holy shit! The part before the commercial.
Words, hard talk, blood, penis.
This is a damn technical masterpiece before the commercial.
I love the beginning, but then he goes, and we'll be right back to commercials. Like,
Why?
Why? You couldn't do it in front of Disco and Scott?
Right? I was so upset. I was like loving every second of this.
And then they killed Captain Buzzkill.
But here's the thing. And it was okay because when they came back, we just got the second layer of this match, which was athletic masterpiece. I mean, fucking cartwheels and backflips and...
Olays.
But what I wouldn't give for like 17 minutes with these two.
Oh, yeah. Then Regal with that fucking Insaguri gets 2. And then, Malenko hits that arm drag, but keeps connection enough that he rolls through onto the lateral press to get the 2 count. That is fucking masterful. And then we add layer 3, because this is just like a parfait of amazing. Because now we get Regal striking, which is about the best thing ever. And I just watched this for days. The Malenko, not to be outdone, fucking triangle drop kick, then hits the release German suplex, then hits a bridging German suplex, but can only get 2. Regal counters with that butterfly suplex, gets 2. Then roll up Fest 96.
Yep.
Trade, until eventually Malenko hits that La Mistral cradle to get the 3. Your winner, Dean Malenko. By the way, that was the Pet Boys Power Pin of the Week.
It's a damn good match.
It was a fucking great match. I wish they got more than 5 minutes. Yeah. Well, the commercial break does, again, take away from probably what the greatness the live crowd saw. But, yeah, I mean, it's just one of the best matches you'll see all weekend.
Loved it.
Yes. We then go to Mean Gene, who's up the ramp, and the Horsemen are just coming from all directions. Like, Arn comes down the ramp, Flair comes from, I think, the ring. Everybody else just wanders in from the various sides. And...
God, no joke.
I just love this because the whole thing here is, don't let the last 10 years... Don't think that all this outside noise from the NWO changes the last 10 years.
Oh, but it does.
Because we are still the same assholes we've always been. You're still the same goody two-shoes you've always been. And nothing will change how much we hate you.
What world were they living in where Hogan was a goody two-shoes? He's acting like
No, he's talking about Sting and Lex.
Okay.
I mean,
like,
granted,
he's
Lex...
been a fucking heel for a decade now.
But no, this is all about Lex and Sting and the Horsemen.
Well, I mean,
that
mostly,
10 years.
Mostly Sting.
Yeah.
Luger's not exactly a goody two-shoes.
This is true. But it's they've known each other for way too long that the NWO is going to change anything in their relationship.
He's a moral reprobate, really,
Yeah.
Luger is.
And then the second hour tries to cut off Ric Flair during mid-promo.
And he says no.
No, Gene's like, we gotta go.
No!
Nope.
No!
Not today.
Because you might think you're Jordan and Ruth, but I am the real superstar.
Hell he is.
He will not be denied. So,
Nor should he.
Nor should he, yes. He is kind of the man.
Yes, he is, very much so.
Because to be the man, you have to beat the man. Woo! And last I checked, Pyro and Eric Bischoff did not beat the man. Speaking of which, Bischoff on the call here at start hour 2 with Bobby Heenan.
His wife's lawyer, however.
That's very true. Bischoff kind of talking about all the weird stuff that's happened over this last year in WCW and how they're still around here to stay, including the WWF lawsuit, kind of calling that one out by name.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going anywhere.
Nope.
Nothing will ever change.
Mm.
More on that to come. And we get our next...
There's teases. There's like a 5-year tease. Really, Jeff?
Yeah. Actually, no.
Glacier's on his way.
He
So
says
don't worry, guys.
I'm more talking about for that man in particular. The change.
Okay, alright.
That's not quite 5 years.
I was going to say, Jesus, bro.
Glacier's on his way.
It's called the long con.
Apparently.
Speaking of things that don't need a long con, this one will get down and dirty right off the bat, as it's the Nasty Boys of Public Enemy, part 36.
Still not tired of it.
Nope. Of course, Public Enemy, no match would be complete if they didn't have a table set up before the match starts. And then, fucking brawl.
Who's
What
the
did
legal
you
man?
expect? Did you expect to start off with a collar and elbow tie-up and a nice,
I was kind of hoping for a nice little Greco-Roman knuckle
nice
lock.
headlock scissors?
I was kind of hoping for a legal member of each team.
Never.
Nope. But as for the match itself, Grunge hit a nice spinning neck breaker on Knobs, but only gets 2. Then Knobs gets sent head first into the stairs. So that's probably not helping his concussion count.
Ding.
Then eventually we get back into the ring. Sags is down in the ring. Rocco Rock hits that assisted springboard senton onto Sags. Then they move Sags to the outside, put him on the table. And as Public Enemy goes for their finisher, Sags move out of the way. Both members of Public Enemy go right through the table. Then one of the members gets thrown back into the ring. Knobs drops the running elbow and gets the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the Nasty Boys. That's about what you expected. Again, it's a shorter version of some of the fun stuff we've seen in the past. No inflatable sharks in this one.
Damn.
Yeah, right.
He got a rubber shark! But Mean Gene in with the Nasty Boys to cut the same promo they've cut for the same goddamn 4 weeks.
They're really fixated on this, aren't they?
But they're going to take on anybody and everybody. NWO, WCW, doesn't matter. We're going to beat the shit out of everybody, and we want the tag team titles. Fine. Cool. Then we cut back to commentary. And Eric Bischoff says that nobody in WCW is paranoid. Not Lex, not Sting, not the Macho Man.
Time out. How can you say that one with a straight face?
I have no idea how he actually got that out of his mouth. It's like, is there anybody more paranoid in the world of wrestling than fucking Macho Man?
No.
Yeah, that was the thing. We then get our promo for WCW Magazine on newsstands now. Well, not now, 20 years ago. We then get our review from DDP and Eddie Guerrero from Clash of the Champions. Eddie's still out with the injuries because he took 3 diamond cutters.
Good God.
Including one from the top rope.
Good God.
But because of this, we have our next match. Diamond Dallas Page versus Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Too cool.
Again, Chavo just never gets the respect he deserves. He's
know.
so damn good.
He's young in the game here.
He has hair.
He does.
Regrown.
He's on fire to start this match. A couple of nice drop kicks sending DDP to the outside. Then that slingshot planchette to the outside. Back in though, Chavo accidentally eats the ring post. So it gives DDP a place to target when he goes towards that shoulder. Page, sit out powerbomb. But he lifts the head. At 2. No, I'm not done yet with you, young guy. Double hammerlock belly-to-belly suplex. That was impressive.
Yes.
Also, looked painful as fuck. But again, only a 2 count because DDP lifts the head. Because you know what he wants. He wants that diamond cutter.
He gonna get it.
Yeah, well, he would. Except for Chavo turns into a backslide for the 1, 2, 3.
What the hell?
Your winner, Chavo.
What the hell?
DDP just can't beat them Guerreros.
But he can't give him diamond cutters because he does that immediately after the match ends.
Exactly.
Then he takes Nick Patrick's belt. By the way, Nick Patrick was the ref in that match. Was that counting a little fast?
No, it was not. A little fast. My God.
I believe it was.
But Nick Patrick just gives up his belt to DDP.
He's a 6'5", 260-pound man. Are you gonna say no to him if he wants your belt?
I mean, yes, I'd like to keep
you're
your belt.
full of shit.
But he just takes Nick Patrick's belt and starts whipping the shit out of Chavo.
And if you notice, Nick is saying no.
Nick is trying not to grab the bell or anything.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Another ref runs down.
Hey, another ref, Randy Anderson,
It's
bitch.
Randy Anderson. Runs down, and from behind where DDP can't see him, takes the belt away from Diamond Dallas Page.
Instantly, while Nick Patrick's in the corner sucking on his thumb.
And now everyone, again, continues to question Nick Patrick's behavior.
I'm going to keep questioning it.
On his way out of the arena, Mean Gene stops him. And Nick Patrick says, he was waiting for backup because, you wouldn't have a police officer go into a situation like that alone.
Again, he's
It's a
right.
dangerous situation. You would wait for backup. And this is a situation a professional wrestler with a weapon is assaulting people, and he is just a referee. It is not his place to stop that. He waited for his backup, who, again, DDP never saw Randy Anderson. It was taken from him from behind when he couldn't see him. So
Don't defend them. Don't.
yeah, and to be perfectly honest, according to Nick Patrick, this is all getting blown out of proportion because of Mean Gene and the media.
Yeah.
It's being, everything's being taken way out of context, being blown way too much. Everything's fine. It's just the media. It's all the media's fault.
Mean Gene trying to get clicks and trying to get phone calls to that goddamn phone number.
But Mean Gene does point out, okay, I apologize. We'll make sure we're getting this fair. But also, I saw you got that new house this weekend. Was that $550,000 for that new house? That's a really nice place.
His dad is a famous wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's been a capable ref and a former wrestler himself, mind you, for going on at this point about 15 years.
And he is the senior referee in WCW.
But they don't mention that his dad's a famous wrestler. He just goes, WCW pays me well.
Yeah.
As they should. He is the head official for the company.
Dad runs the power plant.
He's a snake.
Hey, man.
But hey, we get that promo for Fall Brawl. There's Fall Brawl coming up. Actually, we still have like a month to go before we get there.
September 15th.
So we still got a ways.
From the Winston-Salem Lawrence Joel Memorial Coliseum, Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
I look forward to talking about that.
Holy fuck.
And then we get a replay from, September 18th, 1995. The third episode of Nitro, which you can go listen to us talk about here on SoundCloud and iTunes. And we get a replay of the tag team title match from that night where the American males upset Harlem Heat to win the titles.
I cannot believe they're referencing this that long ago.
Yes, they
for
are.
a rematch now.
But here they are, and it is the same match as the American males challenge Harlem Heat with Sister Sherry and Colonel Parker's cock for the WCW Tag Team Championships.
See, I really want to sing American Male's theme song right now, but I honestly feel like I'll just be singing the Steiners thing. So I will not.
So here's the thing. Also impressive, that the American males are wrestling, as I believe they were dead not more than a month ago.
Right?
I literally were murdered.
They had time to get better.
The Harlem Heat jump the American males early on and get the advantage. And we start the match with Riggs and Stevie Ray.
They're just the two people I wanted to watch begin the match.
But Stevie Ray hits a nice big boot on Scotty Riggs. Then eventually, we get Booker T into the match. That's probably a better idea. Who misses the fist drop, but hits the spin-a-rooney, hits that crescent kick on Riggs. Then Stevie comes in with a nice thrust kick on Riggs himself. Booker gets tagged back in, goes to do something off the top rope, but Riggs hits him with a drop kick right to the gut. But eventually, Bagwell gets the hot tag, hits that springboard drop kick a la Lex Luger coming back in. Then he hits that on Stevie, hits a nice drop kick on Booker. Riggs with a nice missile drop kick to Stevie. Bagwell goes up after fighting with Booker on the outside to hit a dropkick of his own, but Booker pushes him off the top while the ref's busy with, I believe, Sister Sherry. And Stevie Ray catches him in midair, turns it into the power slam for the 1, 2, 3, your winner and still champions, Harlem Heat. Mm-hmm. It's a good, solid match.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nothing wrong here.
Yeah,
American males
lose.
Damn.
Don't worry, Joe. I have something to make you feel better.
Oh, okay.
Another Glacier promo!
Oh my god, how much longer?
A month.
Oh, damn.
A god bloody month. But that's okay. It is time for our next match. Tag team action. As Arn Anderson and Ric Flair with Woman and Liz take on Sting and Lex Luger. Horsemen come out, ready to fight. Then Sting and Lex come out. Sting in his University of Oregon colored Sgt. Pepper jacket. And
Choo, man.
Sting then, before he gets to the ring, starts calling for a mic.
Yep.
Why?
He got something to say.
Wait. Hold on. Before we say this, I want those other two guys out here. The other two members of the Horsemen. Never actually calling Benoit and Mongo by name.
Because he probably didn't remember their names.
Those other two guys.
I bet you he's like, all right, let's get Arn line. Say other two guys. Got it.
Let's say
other two guys.
Let's say, is it Tully?
He was going to ask for Tully and Oli to come on now.
No, he's gonna. Can I have Lex Luger come out? Oh fuck, he's already in the ring.
Paul Roma. No wait.
No.
Nobody calls for that. So eventually, Benoit, Mongo, and Deborah come down to ringside, and we hit the commercial. Mm-hmm. We come back, and Mean Gene's out there, sans jacket.
Yeah, he's serious.
He was packing up in the back when he heard this happen. He had to come out here. And he originally goes to Arn, saying, well, Sting and Lex had something to say to you. What could it possibly mean? And Arn's like, fucking ask Sting.
Yeah.
What the hell are you asking me for?
Say it.
So, in the refs in the ring, he's completely flabbergasted by this entire thing.
What the fuck is going on?
Am I supposed to be here? Why am I? Where's the match? Ding ding, ding ding. No. So here's the thing. We have War Games coming up, and it's gonna be 4-on-4.
Horsemen against the NWO.
But here's the thing. We know the Horsemen versus the NWO is a thing, but we kind of also want our hands on the NWO. And there's something they would never expect. What if Arn Anderson and Ric Flair teamed up with Sting and The Sheen?
Because those four have experienced War Games.
Say what?
Yes. Benoit and Mongo have never been in a War Games. Sting and Lex have quite a bit of experience in the War Games. And let's face it, the War Games was a Horseman invention.
Yep.
So, what do you say, guys?
Wait a second. Who said Horseman invention?
That's what they say in this thing.
Wait a minute, if you will. Darling, Dusty Rhodes has created War Games. The match beyond. That's the Dusty Rhodes invention, if you will.
Not according to Sting.
I'm gonna have to go slap the paint off that guy.
And Arn just comes out and is like, alright, real talk. Lex, yeah, you got the muscles. That ain't gonna fucking do a thing in this match.
Yeah.
Now, you bring the heart and determination it took to build that.
He got some bouncy pecs.
You bring the heart and determination it took to build that. You might actually be worth something in that ring. Mm-hmm. Sting, Bert, right now, you're weak. Because you worry too much about the little stingers out there. You worry too much about what the fans are going to think. That's not how War Games work. You are there to murder and maim. It is surrender or submit. And honestly, if you come in with your regular mentality, you're a weakness to us, and we will lose. So if you can push beyond those, if Lex, you bring the determination it took to build that, and Sting, you come just to fight, maim, and kill, and give no shits about the little kids, maybe this will work. So Flair gets on. He says, I don't trust you. Perfectly honest, I hate you. But you're right. It probably gives us our best chance, and they would never expect this. But that being said, I have a crippler who is probably perfectly built for this match. I mean, Chris Benoit in a cage where you can't do anything but quit is probably perfectly built.
That's not what he said.
I know, but I'm just thinking what's probably, I'm a lot, pulling this out a little bit further. And, oh yeah, I have an NFL champion here. But you know what? It's up to them. If they'll step aside, you're on. But it's up to them. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the part I don't like.
What?
Chris Benoit, a man who loves violence.
Yes.
A man who would probably thrive in this match.
A man that one day might just snap.
quite going there, but okay. Seems like this would be...
At least I didn't finish the sentence.
This is true. It seems like this would be his perfect playground.
Yes.
So yeah, I trust you guys. Yeah, no problem. I'll step aside.
That's not what he said.
I trust you. I'll step aside. That's what he said.
He said, you guys have never steered me wrong. You're missing like key components that made this promo so great. What you're doing is you're taking out the parts that made it awesome because you just don't like it.
I don't mind the promo. I understand Mongo's side. I've been a part of a championship team, the greatest team in NFL history, according to him. And I know what it means to make sacrifices.
For a long time, they were considered.
According to him, yeah.
I know what it means to make the sacrifice. So I will make the sacrifice for the team.
I thought it made perfect sense. I'd have loved it.
I would have rather them had fight for it.
No, because the whole thing against the NWO is unity. And you want to do more division within WCW just to get to the
I would have had a match the next week of Benoit and Mongo versus Sting and Lex, where they prove to them that they deserve to be in the match.
But then you just devalue Benoit and Mongo even more because you know
have to
who's
lose.
winning,
Yeah.
and you know it's going to be fairly dominant because you have to keep Sting and Luger strong for the pay-per-view.
I don't know.
So what you're doing is making those two members of the Horsemen way weaker.
I would have actually not had it been a squash. I would have had it been a pretty competitive match. Also, I just want to know who
would have won.
But then booking-wise, you have it look like half of your team going in to take the on NWO couldn't even beat an old football player and a really small horseman. Because you're looking at Benoit from, like, hindsight.
I guess that is part of it, yeah.
He was not a big deal.
I there is a bit of hindsight there as well, yes. But I don't know. It's just something didn't catch me right on it. But then we do have our match. It's agreed that we are going to have Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Sting, and Lex Luger as Team WCW go up against the NWO, who only has 3 members.
And again, I feel bad for Giant. The fuck?
Yeah.
Former world champ never gets his rematch.
Nope.
Is accused of betrayal just for losing. And now isn't even thought of to be part of the 4 men to beat the NWO.
But that's okay because the announcement about to be halved is paid for by a group called the New World Order.
I love this.
New World
Why do they get commercial time?
They pay for it. What part of paid for by the New World Order don't you grasp?
And here
They shouldn't get TV time on when I'm watching that.
we are in the ancient ruins of Rome.
Okay, I love this, okay? Hey, how did the Denver Post get here?
And it's just them having a shit ton of fun. We got rid of the booty man because fuck him.
Yeah.
But what's that booty babe doing now?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And it's like Lex and Sting.
We're bored.
We're bored. We took care of them. So I'm not too worried about the future there. So yeah, bring on what you want. But it's for everybody who also in the locker room who wants to be a part of us. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Invitation only, chicos.
The previous announcement was paid for by the New World Order.
Yeah. Nope, not on my TV.
You know what you do get on your TV now? The main event of the evening. As the Giant with Jimmy Hart takes on the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, you mean they still let him be part of the main event, Giant? He's not relegated to dark matches now?
No.
My God, they're treating him like crap.
It'd be him versus Rough and Tough in the
You're right. Rough
and Ready?
Yeah, Rough and Ready.
He'll have to team up with that leprechaun guy.
Yeah.
Well,
And job to him.
Giant comes out first. You know, it's always a darkened Reno when he comes out.
Yeah.
And he's lumbering towards the ring, and then out of the shadows, with a steel chair, comes the Macho Man.
Shot out of a cannon.
Was laid in wait guerrilla warfare style, and just beats the shit out of the Giant with a chair 7 or 8 times.
Yes, he does.
Which does absolutely nothing, and the Giant just gets pissed. By the way, the match is just thrown off. It's just thrown out.
What?
The ref doesn't even try
What?
to make this a match.
Who was the ref? Nick Patrick?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It was Randy
See,
Anderson, I think.
You just proved the bias against Nick Patrick.
Wasn't it Randy Anderson?
Yes, it was.
Jimmy Hart comes in with a chair to try to hit Macho. He gets wrecked. Then the entire dungeon comes running in. and everybody gets hit with chairs. Hugh Morris, Barbarian, Ming. I think the only one that doesn't come out is the Leprechaun and Sullivan. And then Macho escapes. And the Giant runs about a 4.640 to get to the back chasing
I've ever seen
Macho.
him run.
You missed the best part, man. He damn near hurtled the top rope.
The man is just a freak athlete in 1996.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
But with that, we get our confirmation of the War Games main event being official by the championship committee who was there in town.
Of course they were.
Because Bischoff was on commentary. So that's it for Nitro.
It's a pretty big Nitro in terms of development
Yes, it
for
was.
the pay-per-view coming up.
So we don't have anything else to talk about tonight, right?
But we're coming off a pay-per-view last night, buddy.
Oh, yeah, we do have to talk about Raw, don't we?
We're going to Wheeling, West Virginia.
The Wheeling Civic Center in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Not as majestic as Cleveland.
Bringing it to you live at 8:57 Eastern.
Gotta start that. Does it even matter now? Nitro's already on,
For an hour.
right?
By the way, you just started during the middle of Ric Flair having a microphone.
Yeah, way to
Good
go.
luck with that. And you start off with the review of the Boiler Room Brawl. I think I'm going to continue to watch Flair.
Woo!
And we have our new announce team.
Yep.
Starting tonight, we have Kevin Kelly as your main commentator. With Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler.
Yep.
What happened to Vince?
Well, the point in the summer of '96 was to take over play-by-play, to be the main guy and get Vince off TV so he can focus more on the creative stuff in the back, running Gorilla.
Because they needed a lot of help.
Yes, they needed a lot of help, and it was time. Why Jim Ross just wasn't good enough to be that guy right off the bat, I don't know, but they did the hiring. They looked for somebody. They found Kevin Kelly. Decided he would be a good one to try.
He feels almost like that fan who's giddy to have that position on the videotape you do at a convention or something like that. I mean, he does a good job with commentary. Don't get me wrong. I think Kevin Kelly's a very good commentator. But here it's just like, he seems like, that 15-year-old who got a surprise shot out of a contest.
But you're the only one because within, a relatively short amount of time, Vince is back on commentary and Kevin Kelly's in the back and whatnot.
He eventually will become a good commentator once you get to about 2000.
Well, he was good then, just wasn't a WWF style.
No, I think-
and in fact, they hired Michael Cole because they just weren't enthralled with Kevin Kelly.
I'm about to say, I love him doing stuff for like ROH and New Japan nowadays. So.
Yeah.
We get our first match, first round of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, as the British Bulldog takes on Owen Hart.
As a surrogate for Jim Cornette.
Okay.
Why the hell are these two forced to wrestle each other in the first round of this tournament?
There's
There's 8 guys. You couldn't
Yes.
put them against 2 other dudes?
Well, see, we were going to put Farouk in the first match of the first night. As we're pushing him, we probably should have him on the show. But we decided against that.
Of course you did.
And Austin's already in a match later in the night, and so is Savia. And they're in the other 2 matches, so yeah.
Who's
yeah.
running this joint, man?
You haven't even named the eventual winner yet. One of these guys could wrestle him.
He's in another match as well.
Is he?
Wait, I'm trying to think. What's the other
You
match?
have no idea who won this tournament, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't actually.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
I think I do, and he's not on tonight.
No, he's not.
No.
So
But anyways,
man,
what?
Yeah.
But
damn
anyways,
it.
I love that. The people at home will have no idea, but you guys are all bummed as shit now.
but say Corey had to do one gesture, and we all got it. By the way, Owen Hart gets the jobber entrance again. He won last night.
I love his music. Oh my god! Bow, 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 bow. Woo! Soul Survivor.
By the way, you know what we get at the beginning of this match? A good, honest handshake.
Left-handed, right?
Yes. But there was, because it's brother-in-law versus brother-in-law. There's no bad heat here.
No, they would never They would never stab each other in the back, these two.
And then we get JR's exposition dump.
Yeah, right?
Which we find out basically the entire card for In Your House Mind Games. Which includes
I love that title.
Shawn fucking Michaels versus Mankind for the championship. Mm-hmm. And... Yes.
I want to go off on this for 1 minute. Then you can. So in the beginning of the Raw, they do a little. Vince does his serious voice over, and he's talking about how at SummerSlam, have we seen the end of Undertaker?
Let's say as we're doing the review of the Boiler Room Brawl. Yes, I forgot to put that on there. Sorry.
Is this the end? Will we ever see him again? Who knows?
Will he rest in peace?
Will he rest in peace? We'll find. Hopefully, we will find out tonight the condition of the Undertaker. Well, 5 minutes into the show,
if that,
JR goes off and says,
in a final curtain match, it'll be Goldust versus the Undertaker.
So in a month, Taker's going to be back.
It's a very WCW move, this was.
Yes, it was. Well, WCW seems to not be making those moves right now.
I was like, what? I had to rewind and listen to it again because I'm like, wait. Who's facing Goldust again?
Well, that would be the Undertaker.
But he's dead. He died last night.
Yes, he's very dead.
What the hell?
But anyways, as for the match itself, Bulldog, beautiful dropkick sending Owen to the outside. Does a little kip up, because he's awesome and has great athleticism. Then he goes and holds the ropes open so Owen can get back in.
Owen doesn't quite trust him.
But he does, lets him right in. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Then Owen dropkicks Bulldog out of the ring. Woo! And then goes and holds the ropes open for Bulldog and gets back in.
It was awesome.
Bulldog with a nice press slam on Owen, but gets two. Then the feed kind of goes fuzzy. Are we still on air?
It's Undertaker shenanigans.
But he's dead. He's very dead.
He's dead, but wrestling at the next pay-per-view.
Yes. The King thinks this is because of the inbred hillbillies in West Virginia.
He might be right. I tend to agree with the King on this one.
Bulldog hits the running power slam, but he's too close to the ropes. Owen's able to get his foot on the ropes at 2. Then Sonny comes out and joins commentary.
What the fuck is this about?
Well, it seems like she wants to recruit Bulldog and Owen Hart to her stable because Cornette's not out here. Honestly, he doesn't care enough. He wasn't with them last night at SummerSlam either in their matches because he was too busy with Vader. And she thinks that she can do a better job.
I believe this is a mistake.
Owen exposes the turnbuckle as we come back from a commercial break. And Bulldog charges in and hits the exposed turnbuckle with his knee on a running knee. So that's not very nice to his knee. Cornette's on the back watching on a monitor. And they do a promo with him. It's like, well, I could be out there. How am I supposed to pick sides?
Yeah.
It's like your two sons fighting. And everything's against Camp Cornette right now. I mean, this is a travesty. My guy won twice last night and didn't get the title. Mm-hmm. You have my two other guys going up against each other in the first round of this tournament, which is completely unfair. I mean, what the hell? But at least tonight, I will have... Sonny... And fucking Clarence Mason are trying to steal my guys.
Why?
This is just all a
Why
conspiracy.
is Sonny trying to steal her?
Extra guys on the train?
Oh, okay. Bulldog, maybe?
Well, I mean, his wife might have something to say about this.
Sonny, I know you want him.
And then, but that's okay.
Callbacks are glorious.
Because Camp Cornette will get their revenge tonight. Because in the main event, his giant... His 650-pound giant Yokozuna will take out HBK once and for all.
Wow, you ruined it. Because he got a 650-pound giant. Whoa. You said Vader gained 200 pounds?
That was actually a pretty good line. But yes, his Yokozuna will beat HBK tonight.
Why is Yoko back with Camp Cornette?
This is a very good question. Corey, why is Yokozuna back with Camp Cornette?
Corey?
The database is compiling here.
I wish...
PC low letter? What the fuck does that mean?
I wish I knew. I wish somebody on creative there knew. Because after this night, it would never be spoken of again. Oh, and by the way, he on house shows and all that, just continues his feud with Vader.
Son of a bitch. Owen locks a sharpshooter in on Bulldog, but eventually he'll get out of it. Bulldog then suplexes Owen out of the ring to the outside.
How fucking long was this match?
It's about 10 minutes.
God damn, you make it sound like a 30-minute match.
I know.
Just keep
Well, there's a
rolling.
lot of shit going on here.
No, it's only 10 minutes.
At this point, Owen hits that nice spin heel kick on the outside, and then he sends Bulldog into Sonny's lap.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
rolls to the inside and wins by count out.
sure
Wasn't
Bulldog
the
was
first
upset.
time. Wasn't the first
Yeah.
time.
Sonny then splashes Bulldog in the face with a soda. Cornette then comes storming out of the back.
That was Jerry's Diet Coke.
Sonny has a mic. She's been just doing this on the stick the entire time. She didn't have the headset.
She's used to handling a stick.
This is very true.
And talking in front of
But
it.
the problem is Cornette's picked up by the mic, I think, a little too soon.
Yeah.
When he says, "You sluts! What are you doing?" Sonny claims that Bulldog tried to commit sexual assault.
He looked up he looked up my skirt.
I think at one point he said he reached up her skirt.
That too.
That's not good.
It's also not the first time.
Or last time.
Ah. We then get a review of Ahmed Johnson and Farouk because this will never end.
It's the
Or
same,
actually happen.
No. It's just the same damn promo they showed last week.
In all fairness, it hasn't started yet.
Same promo from last week. Same promo from last night. Will this ever end?
No. We'll ever start.
Uh.
Then Mark Henry's out to greet the fans as Sonny leaves.
I feel like I've heard that music before.
And then out comes Vader.
Oh, it's time! It's Vader time!
To go down to the mid-card.
And he goes and he's barking at Mark Henry, who just doesn't give a fuck.
Who completely emasculates Vader by smiling at him like he's a little kid tugging at his pants.
He's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm the world's strongest man. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
It's time for our next match. As Vader takes on Freddie Joe Floyd.
Who? A boxer? Is that a
You
boxer?
better shut your mouth, man.
He's already been on the show.
Has he?
Yes. Freddie Joe Floyd, Tracy Smothers.
Yeah, he was on like 2 weeks ago.
Where the hell has I been?
You're usually on your phone, not paying attention to the podcast if we're going to shoot here for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
Wait.
Woo!
Who?
Exactly.
But anyways,
Pretty face. 2 weeks ago.
So,
yeah.
I don't remember.
It was actually a match that Vega gets to win. So
Oh, did he win?
Yeah.
Oh. Did he?
yeah.
It's Freddie Joe Floyd.
Freddie Joe Floyd ain't going to win any match.
Except for against Bradshaw and Superstars. But Freddie Joe Floyd tries to jump the gun, which Vader sells none of. And then Cornette's out on commentary. Because his guy got screwed last time. Then there's some more static, and we get a Vader bomb. 1, 2, lifts the head. Then the lights flicker.
I'm so sick of this shit already.
And then we get another Vader bomb, and the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Vader.
As if there was any doubt.
We then get our replay from SummerSlam to be purchased tomorrow night at 8 and 9 o'clock, or 8 and 11 o'clock. And then JR is in the ring to interview Paul Bearer and Mankind. And why, Paul? Why did you do what you did? Why did you screw The Undertaker? Why did you throw away a 6-year friendship? Because I was tired. Because I was tired of success.
I thought you said tied.
No,
He was tied up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he kept on being tied up with, appointments and bookings and signings and all this stuff because, The Undertaker's popular.
I'm just going to say right now,
Yeah.
whatever match between him and Savio, it's not on my list. No.
No, you can't look at the proof. It's just not here.
I'm looking through all my notes and I cannot find this match.
We'll help you with that, don't worry.
It's bullshit.
But the lights flicker more. Then,
Speaking of bullshit.
Yeah.
but no, you see, Mankind, he has a purpose now. Because Paul Bearer told him that by going for the title, he can create more havoc and mayhem. Because he can make Shawn Michaels the least sexy boy toy ever.
That's weird.
And he can...
sexy boy toy.
yeah, then he can make the click sad.
A least sexy boy toy.
We get more of the lights flickering shit, and... Well, we know what's about to happen, but Paul says Taker has passed away and is gone for eternity. And that's when the dong hits.
Dong.
The lights go out, the hooded monks carry Taker in. They lay his corpse.
For a minute, I didn't know if that was Taker or not. Because of the camera and how dark it was and the purple lighting. It's just like, it could just be some fake guy.
Nope,
Taker 2.
It was actually him. And
Or was it the Taker from Taker versus Taker from 2 years back?
At this point, they're like, no, it's not him. It's just his corpse being eaten away by the worms and the maggots.
That's a pleasant thought.
Shit.
Hey, they spit him out because he's too disgusting.
Well, he is, a corpse. By the way, just to find out for you, it was not Savio Vega.
Who was it?
Mankind.
Oh, see, so he was on it, dude.
Yes, it was July 22nd.
We just had the wrong guy.
Yeah.
July 22nd. Let me go back in my notes.
You probably have Jobber.
It was actually a live
Shut
show,
up,
too.
I might.
Freddie Joe Floyd is no Jobber, I'll have you know.
But just as everything's about to go crazy, and
there it is.
they have a moment of silence for the Undertaker. He sits up.
What the hell?
He sets off corner pyro after 2 attempts with the arm move to have the pyro go off, and Paul and Mankind run away through the crowd. And so obviously setting up the continuation of the feud between Mankind and Taker, right?
Yep.
Would make sense that would happen at Mind Games, right? Mm-hmm. That's not happening, is it?
No.
Mankind's now in the title match, and Taker's with Goldust.
Yep.
But wouldn't they fight each other in conventional booking theory?
Nope.
Nah, son of a...
Actually, no, this way they're right. I agree with them that it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay. But anyways, we get a promo now for the newest WWE superstar, or WWF superstar, the Stalker.
Yeah.
Who?
Hey, Corey, tell us about the Stalker.
Barry Windham is one of the greatest wrestlers of the 80s. A pure natural wrestler who had it in spades, just natural ability. Mm-hmm. Great matches with Flair. At this point, injuries and his I don't give a fuckingness had reduced his athletic ability to less than premium capabilities.
I would say that's probably a good way to put that.
I'm trying to find a nice way of saying he had a bit of a gut, not big, just a little bit. I mean, all it would have taken was maybe 2 weeks
to get in shape.
Yeah, I mean, really. But he just didn't care because whatever. And injuries. He did suffer a lot of knee injuries and all that. So he was a tall guy. Mm-hmm. Point is, he's coming back to WWF to hunt the elusive WWF superstar. And I'm just going to say this right now. This is bullshit. This is terrible. This is like 1986 level WWF character.
Why couldn't you just have him be Barry Windham?
Like, he should have came in and feuded with Outback Jack.
I forgot Outback Jack was a thing.
Yes. I mean, that's how bad this was.
Oh, my goodness.
And so, yes, he should have just been fucking Barry Windham, because it's goddamn Barry Windham.
But no, we had the Stalker.
But he can't just be Barry Windham, because one, Vince didn't create him. Two, he has heat with Vince all the way back to 85 when he left the company.
That does not work well for you.
Remember when he came back in 89, he couldn't be Barry Windham, he was the Widowmaker.
Oh, God.
Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And now he's the Stalker.
Well, that's shit. Speaking of shit, time for a sudden death battle royal.
Yeah, this is shit, too.
So, it's Savio Vega, Goldust, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Psycho Sid to replace Ahmed Johnson's title shot that he won by winning that battle royal last time, and gets to face Shawn Michaels at Championships Friday Raw.
I sure hope nobody gets injured in this one and then they have to do a 3-man battle royal.
We do get a pre-match Austin promo, which is, it's an Austin promo. And right off the bat, Goldust jumps Sid, all 3 men gang up and eliminate Sid in 17 seconds.
Bye, Sid.
Then Sid comes in and chokeslams everybody and leaves.
Because, it's Sid.
Yes. Also, time for the Stridex biggest slam of the week, which is Mark Marrow doing that wild thing. You can hear more about
phrasing.
hear more about that on the pay-per-view
Wow,
Stories of SummerSlam. He likes to do the wild thing. Down.
Oh my god.
Goldust hits a nice superplex on Austin. Vega ends up eliminating Austin with a nice little slingshot up and over. But then he comes back in and just bashes Vega over the head and leaves. Vega hits a spin heel kick on Goldust, charges in for the clothesline to send him over the top, but Goldust just hits him with a back body drop, sending him to the outside. Your winner, Goldust. So Goldust at least has something to work for. He's got a title shot, which will mean...
Here's the thing. I'm intrigued, because how would they have done the fucking Ahmed-Shawn match on Raw? I mean, that's, in theory, a pay-per-view caliber match. Ahmed had been protected. He's over. Mm-hmm. You know Shawn's not doing the job, especially for the world title on a Raw episode. So you were going to throw away Ahmed?
I guess it would have depended on what happened at SummerSlam with the Farouk booking.
Farouk was supposed to win.
So Farouk goes over. So that kind of even puts kibosh on that, where Farouk would come in and interfere with the match.
Okay, so screw Ahmed out of it, and that saves him.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. Because at first I'm thinking, damn, you're just going to shoot Ahmed off right there on TV. And yep.
The only thing I could think of is outside interference to save it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We then, again, get that replay of SummerSlam. Buy it.
Joe, you're going to watch it again today?
SummerSlam?
Yes.
No.
Then we get Cornette cutting a promo in the back, saying how Yoko's back in the fold and is going to take care of all our problems. And we get our match: Yokozuna versus Shawn fucking Michaels, in a really good Shawn Michaels HBK chant.
Yes.
And the match starts, and it's pretty much what you expect from Yokozuna and Shawn Michaels on a Raw.
Yeah.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Then Cornette comes down. He doesn't come down with Yoko. He just comes down like 2 minutes into the match. And all the reason he comes down there is to bash Jose Lothario with the tennis racket.
Oh, so gently,
slap him a couple times.
Gently. Those are love taps.
Oh, it was. I mean, did you notice afterwards when he's going out with his hands?
Yeah.
He just like places his hand on Jose's chest. And then HBK chases him off.
I was surprised Cornette wasn't slapping his own leg to make that sound effect of he's hitting us, slapping him.
Eventually, we do get some actual action. Yokozuna with that belly-to-belly suplex goes for the splash, but misses. Shawn then starts his usual stuff, forearm smash, goes up top, actually hits the splash instead of the elbow, but only could get 2. Charges in, Samoan drop by Yokozuna, goes for the leg drop, misses. Shawn turns it into sweet chin music for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Shawn fucking Michaels. And that's how the show ends.
Yep.
Yes, him posing in the ring with some pyro.
Real quickly.
Yes, I mean, it's just like, into the match, pose, done.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, and Nitro clearly being the better show.
Yeah.
How bad were the ratings this week? Because last week was a just joke.
Well, let's go back 1 week, shall we? So Raw was a 2, and WCW was a 3.3.
Oh, before you get to the ratings?
Yeah.
For this week?
Oh, yeah,
I forgot to tell you about the dark matches for tonight.
Okay.
Rick Titan versus Frank Stiletto. The Stalker beat Bradshaw.
There you go.
Frank Stiletto beat Lou Marconi. So Stiletto had to pull double duty. Mark Merrow beat Jerry Lawler. The Undertaker beat Mankind.
Yep.
And David Haskins lost to some kid called Flex Kavana.
Do you know who Flex Kavana is?
No.
The Rock.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
So,
because that's about to be a thing now, guys.
That is very close to being a thing, isn't it?
Very close.
So with that being said, what were this week's ratings?
So last week it was 2 for Raw, 3.3 for WCW.
Yes.
This week Raw got a 2.9.
Big jump after the pay-per-view.
Huge jump.
And WCW still got a 3.5.
So nobody turned off Nitro, just a lot more people turned on Raw.
More people turned in, period.
Yeah, that's a good thing for wrestling.
Yes.
Also, we're August 19th, right? So for the majority of the country, summer break's over, back to school.
Getting there.
A lot of, if you're in certain places that do the quarter system, you still have like a month. But most of the colleges that do trimesters and stuff like that, you'll be back in school around this time of frame. So with that, more people at home on Monday nights to watch wrestling. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, more people hopefully are tuning in right now to listen to that award show.
You
slut!
Hey, that's a nice $550,000 home.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and start with match of the night. And I think this one's actually pretty easy. At least it is for me.
It is for me.
It is for me.
So, with that being said, I'll go first. I'm going with Regal and Malenko.
That's what mine is.
Same.
Okay. Worst match of the night. Now there's some competition here.
Not for me, there isn't. Duggan Wall Street.
I'd probably have to agree. Yeah. Why? Why is that even a match?
I will go just Vader versus
Freddie Joe Floyd.
Jobber. Because of the fact that last night, Vader, you were in the main event of SummerSlam. Main event,
Yep.
SummerSlam, your third match on Raw. And
Second match.
Second match on Raw, and you were Jobber.
And punked out by Mark Henry, by the way.
Yeah, this is true. MVP of the night. Where we want to go with this one, gentlemen? Joe, I'm going to start with you.
It's not a shocker. I'm going Sean. Just because those pops he was getting.
Huge pops.
Huge pops.
Yeah.
And he fought Vader last night. 400 pounds.
Lost 2 of the 3 falls.
Yeah. Face Yoko tonight. 650 pounds. So almost 1,100 pounds worth of human he had to fight in 2 nights.
This is true. This is very true.
And had to kind of carry. He had to carry a little bit for Vader, but he had to put Yoko on his back, and he tried to.
And just that visual.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. That's impressive. Corey, where are you going to go with your MVP of the night?
Nick Patrick.
What?
Solid choice.
Terrific character work and another money fucking promo.
That's very true.
I mean, damn, he's looking good.
I like it. I like that really well. I like that. My MVP of the night, because again, there's not really a standout.
I'm waiting for him to say Undertaker.
It's not Undertaker. It's not Undertaker.
Okay.
There's not a lot of
Corey has a
standouts.
fist right now. Right? He's about to punch him.
There's nobody who really stands out above and beyond. But one guy, again, I'm going to go straight off of promo work here.
Undertaker.
I'm going to go with Arn Anderson.
That promo was pretty.
Both the one leading into hour 2 and his shots at Sting and Lex there are absolute money.
That's actually, to me, the better one, and that's money right there.
I think he did a great job. And again, his promo work over the last month has been fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes.
Again, somebody who is ultimately underrated when it comes to mic work. Moa Dim of the Night. And where we want to go with this one, gentlemen. Corey, I'll start with you on this one.
I'm thinking. Go back to me.
Go back to you. Okay, Joe, where do you want to go with this one?
I really want to do. That's a tough question there, buddy.
A lot of tough questions being asked here. I'll go ahead and start then, I guess.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go with VK Wall Street.
I was just about to say that. God damn it.
Because you got outsmarted by Duggan, though he is one of the most cerebral wrestlers.
My motive is also going to be VK Wall Street. Because every time I see you on my screen, I want to turn it off, but I can't. Except to watch your damn show.
That's
your
fair
match.
enough. Yeah, you guys swayed me, definitely. It's
and you lost
VK
your
Wall Street.
friggin' hacksaw.
On a double tape job.
It was a tape job.
He's got Bo Dallas heat with me.
So, Joe.
Oh, mine's easy.
What the fuck?
My what the fuck, as you kept saying throughout the whole podcast and prior to filming, my what the fuck goes to WWF for not pushing Farouk.
This has been a continuing thing this week, hasn't it?
Man injured your IC champ Moadib himself, and you've done jack shit with him. You had him.
The iron's hot.
You had him face Skip last week,
Who now has a broken fucking neck.
and it's Skip.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Savio. It wasn't Taker. It wasn't Sean.
Wasn't Freddie Joe
It
Floyd.
wasn't Freddie Floyd. You name him, Joe Burns.
What?
But no. What the fuck? Not pushing Farouk.
That is a good one. But now I go to you, Corey. What the fuck?
What the hell is happening with Yokozuna?
It's a very good question.
Jobs in like a minute and a half in an embarrassing fashion to Austin on the free for all the night before. Tonight, now he's back in Camp Cornette as a heel,
For like 30 seconds.
jobbing to Michaels, and then right after it's like never talked about again, and he's back to just being kind of absent actually. And then he comes back at Survivor Series. He's captaining a team against Yokozuna or against Vader.
Okay.
So, what the fuck?
I mean, after they fat shamed him on the pre-show.
It really feels like they're just throwing shit against the wall in Titan Towers and be like, "Oh, well, it didn't stick, but let's do it anyway."
That's very, very, very true. I guess it's time to ask myself what the fuck, and when it comes to my what the fuck moment, it's something we've talked about quite a bit here on the show. What the fuck is with everybody's problem with the Giant?
Right?
I mean, the man is still the most dangerous wrestler in the world. He is a former champion. He got beat because fucking the world came against him with 3 different guys and a belt shot from the most popular wrestler possibly in history, or one of them. And because he got screwed, he is now villain number 1 to WCW. He is now an outcast.
He is persona non grata.
That's a very good way to put that. And now Macho's coming after him with a chair because you fucked over the boys in the back by losing.
Right?
The fuck?
What in the blue hell?
And also, yeah, let's not put him on the War Games team. He wouldn't be dangerous in a fucking cage.
Why would we do that?
Oh no, because he's too easily beaten by multiple guys. The fuck?
He might not fit in the cage.
Did you not see? Well, remember when he came into the cage last year and he was
spun Hogan's neck like a top?
and he bounced over the ropes like it was nothing? Kind of like what he did when he chased Macho to the back. And I think he beat Macho to the back. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
He gave
right.
Macho a 30-second head start and still beat him to the back. My God, the man's getting treated horribly.
He really has. It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, if they're not careful, I mean, it's going to come back. It can come back to bite him in the butt because you need that bone in your chamber if you're going up against the NWO.
Yeah,
And the last person you want against you is an angry giant.
I completely agree.
But with that being said, that brings it into the Monday Night War Stories. We'll come to you again next week. It's the end of August, getting ready for September. We work our way towards Fall Brawl and Mind Games. And you can look forward to that here on SoundCloud, Cloud, and iTunes.
On SoundCloud.
Sound loud and...
I mean, my voice does sound loud. But SoundCloud and iTunes, where you can rate, subscribe, follow, tell everyone you know about No Cell Entertainment. You can even find us on YouTube now.
Say what?
It's kind of a thing. If you search No Cell Entertainment, you will find all of our podcasts going forth
The
there.
tube of you.
The tube of you. The tube of me. The tube of everyone.
Oh.
Unless we get pulled
Make that
because...
sound incredibly dirty. Now I don't want them to
You
do
need
it.
lube for that too.
I'm about to say, him and Lex should have enough left. So,
Gallons. We're at Costco, baby.
and of course, you can follow us on the Twitter at NoCellENT. We're on Instagram at NoCellENT, Snapchat NoCellPodcast, Facebook.com/NoCellEntertainment, NoCellPodcast@gmail.com, NoCellPodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us individually on the Twitter. The Obi-Wan of Filet Mignon,
At Sheen Machine 23.
good old purple peanut butter,
That kayfabe guy.
And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at the back THENWACK, because damn it, at least we're not in Cleveland.
But it's so majestic.
And historic. And with that being said, for producer Zen, for the Sheen Machine Joseph Lessel, for the Human Wrestling Database Corey Mack, for Barry Windham, I am the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. Good night.